Indian Mounds. It's Mr. Coons and
Sophia,
coming to you one last time this school year from our basement in Lakeville, Minnesota. First, I'd like to give a shout out to the artists that provided the artwork for the beginning and end of today's show. Great work, artists, and thank you for sharing your hard work and talents with everyone at Indian Mounds. I also want to give kudos once again to the members of the 2017 kindergarten class for providing the music to open and close our show today. This is such a fun song to close out our show for the year. I would like to thank all of the teachers that will be moving on to new schools next year. It has been a pleasure working with all of you, and on behalf of all the Indian Mounds staff, I want to thank you for everything that you have done to serve the students and families at Indian Mounds. I know your students will certainly miss seeing and learning from you. We all wish you the best next school year and beyond. As you recall, we've been showing videos during the final episodes of Good Morning Indian Mounds as a way to acknowledge and honor our outgoing 5th grade students. I would like to conclude the honoring of our amazing 5th grade students today, but before I do, I would like to show you a few images that come from the 1980s when some of your parents and many of your teachers were in 5th grade. I am sure you have heard how times have changed and how lucky you are to have access to so many cool things. Well, I came across a few pictures of the good old days that I would like to share with you. First off, let me introduce you to the 1980s computer. Internet? What is the internet? Back in our day, we played games that were stored on a huge floppy disk and were typically in one color, and that color was green. Next is the 1980s version of the smartboard. That's right, our teacher would have to write on a piece of glass and then a light bulb would shine through it so that the writing could be displayed on a screen for us students to see. Crazy, huh? Now, onto the 1980s style texting. Yep, you guessed it, no cell phones. If we wanted to send a note, we would have to write it on paper, and then the cool kids would fold it like origami and send it to our friend. And last but certainly not least, I present to you 1980s YouTube. Teachers had to put in a request a week in advance to be able to bring a TV into the classroom. There was certainly no spontaneous go noodling going on back in the day. 5th graders, I share these pictures with you because I want you to know how fortunate you are that you have access to some amazing technology. I also want you to know that your teachers have been very impressed with how you have used this technology to make the best of a very challenging situation. You have figured out how to learn in a new way overnight, and many of you have been there for the past few months to help your younger siblings, supporting them with their distance learning and modeling what it looks like to be an independent learner. Your teachers are so proud of all that you have accomplished during this time and during your time at Indian Mounds, and they can't wait to see how successful you will be in the future. Having been a middle school principal for 14 years, I know a good group of incoming 6th graders when I see one. Valley View Middle School had better look out because there is a group of amazing Eagles coming their way. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me in honoring our 5th grade students. Today we will be showcasing the second half of Mr. Conrady's class. Now, I would like to hand it over to my amazing co-host, Sophia.
Good morning, Indian Mountain students. This is Sophia again. It is now time for the random fact of the day. Here's today's random fact of the day. Did you know that I have really enjoyed helping my dad make Good Morning Indian Mounds? That's right. It has been a lot of fun sharing random facts of the day with all of you the past couple months. I especially enjoyed the virtual dance party that we did together, and I will always remember receiving messages on Seesaw from you letting me know what you liked about our show. Thank you for letting me be a part of your school this year. It has really meant a lot to me. I would like to give a huge shout out to Ms. Grunstrom's first grade class for inviting my dad and I to join your Google Meet this evening. It was so much fun seeing all of your smiling faces, and I also enjoyed meeting your stuffed animals. My dad is right. There really are awesome kids in Indian Mountains. Speaking of my dad, he has asked me to make sure to let you know to stick around following the closing music and artwork for our one last graduation slideshow highlighting all of the amazing 5th grade students. Congratulations to the 2020 graduating 5th grade class. Take it from me, a current 6th grade student, you're going to love middle school. Before I go, I'd like to leave you all with a joke. Hey Dad, why did the two fish get married?
I don't know, Sophia. Why did the two fish get married?
Because they were hooked on each other.
That's awesome. Hey, Eagles, remember that your teachers miss seeing your beautiful brains and smiling faces, and we can't wait to be back at school together again. This is Mr. Coons and
Sophia
signing off for the year. Keep showing your star behaviors at home, and we will see you next year on Good Morning Indian Mounds.
The time has come for us to move on in different ways and to travel on an unknown path. We'll try new things and see new places that we've never seen before. So let us face the future bright and strong. Memories we've shared will forever fill my mind as I think of all the fun we've had. The melodies we've sung will live on within my heart as we move on. We'll forever have a song. The memories we've shared will forever fill my mind as I think